My name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got two special guests from the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy, Scott Reed and Mike Hollow. Guys,
Hey.
thanks, man.
Thank you.
How are you? Good to
are
see
you?
you guys. Guys, I got some fan questions. Some of them are from your students. Ronnie Maestro, question for Mike. What has been your most rewarding experience so far in the pro wrestling business? And you've been in it a long time.
I have a long time, almost 30 years.
Wow.
Probably the biggest thing is seeing students succeed both in and out of the ring and able to flourish, and either in the wrestling business or outside activities that allow them to be in a better place.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And for Scott, what keeps your passion for the business going?
Oh man, I just love wrestling.
Right.
I like being in the ring. I like being physically present in the ring. I think it's just that. Even though I'm
Right now,
pretty laid up right now, pretty broken, I still want to get in there. I still find myself getting into the ring and trying to help students.
That he does.
Yeah, and then figuring out how I'm gonna get back out. But yeah, I think it's the passion. I've always liked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Real quick before I go into the next, how long had you guys known each other well?
No.
No.
Because I know you didn't know
No.
Sonny at all.
No, Sonny ignored me for years. No, Sonny and I ran in different circles.
Yeah.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, when Jamie and I had CTC, I think at one point you might have been a student and you were working for Chaotic.
Yep.
And I think that was probably back in 2005. And then
was,
we just kind of
Right.
went our separate ways. And the only I ran back into Scott when we were at, I was teaching at Next Gen and he was teaching the opposite night that I was teaching. And then it just kind of took off from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right. This is just more of a statement. I know you guys answered him on Facebook, but he just had a stroke recently, so we definitely want to give our best wishes to Congo.
Yeah.
But Mike Medina wants to know, no question, just let them know I'm appreciative of both of them for being just good people. That's a good guy too.
Yeah, I'll say
He
something.
really is.
I'll say something about. I used to tell Sonny all the time. Watching Congo work at the APW shows. Just something about him and his work and how he, went about his business inside the ring, his delivery, his, he stood out. There was something where it just resonated. So good worker. Hopefully things work out for the better.
Yeah, I hope so. How long have you known Congo?
Oh my God. A long time, actually. Yeah.
Because he wrestled for Chaotic. Was he in Chaotic when you were?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
going to
we
say,
actually-
it was like 2005,
Yeah,
2006.
we wrestle each other.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually a really good match too.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can work.
He
absolutely.
he really can.
He can work.
I remember the first time I had Sonny here, I said to him, somebody asked a question, who would you like to come back and work with? And he said Congo.
Yeah.
So as soon as I knew he was part of APW, I told my girlfriend, I said, watch, they're going to bring in this guy Congo. My girlfriend don't know. She said, who's Congo?
He's just a guy that knows where to put certain things at certain times within the body of a match.
Right.
That just resonates with the crowd. Right. Yeah. Just has a good level of understanding, and that's the art.
Right. Excellent. All right. This must be the politician's brother or something. Michael Pitaro?
Yeah, it
Is he training too? Oh, nice. How much you bench? I'm surprised he didn't put how much you bench, dude. Just the
That's for you.
question.
$145. That's
for you.
it. Yeah.
He's being modest.
Yeah. No, you.
No. Okay, so fun fact.
Yeah.
I actually don't bench press.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, with a barbell. I don't do it. I use dumbbells.
Yeah, me too.
That's it.
Okay. All right. So, Michael, how did you not know that if you're training there that he doesn't bench?
No, we see him once in a while.
Do you?
Yeah. He'll come up when he's in town.
Nice.
Funny story. He actually trained back with me when I was at Steve's.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Nice. All right. Next question. Mike Zamzow. This is for Scott and Mike. Where do you see Elite Pro Wrestling in the next 2 years? And would you consider running your own federation, specifically in New Hampshire, to give talent another avenue to work and hone their skills?
Mike, where do we see it going?
Well, Elite is special. It's a school that I think that's great. That has great potential, and I think the sky's the future with where we can go. And if anything, for us to be able to maybe feed larger organizations going forward with where we have talent, with where they can pluck from, knowing that they've been trained right both in and out of the ring. So anything's possible.
Nice. Awesome. You want to add anything?
I mean, you pretty much nailed it.
Good. All right.
It's just different. Like,
Yeah.
we aim to be different from anybody else.
Right.
That was my goal going into the whole thing. I trained 5 days a week. Then we had shows on the weekends when I worked with Steve. So that was kind of like where I learned the most was being in the ring.
Yeah.
And then just being, training at other places, stopping by, watching other schools and how their classes run. Nothing was run the same way like when I grew up in it.
Right.
And I learned more from actually being in the ring. So that's kind of what we're doing here is we don't need people doing push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. That's great. And I tell my students, I'm like, that's your own time. You go work out on your own time. That's you. You're paying us to teach you how to wrestle.
Right.
So we need you in that ring as much as possible. Yeah. So that's an element that I like to bring in getting everybody in. I mean, we have three rings now?
3 rings.
3 rings.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Yep. So everybody can be in the ring.
Right.
And that's huge. That's key is that ring time.
And I think the other thing, Leo, that's really significant is that there's 3 different flavors of ice cream. There's Scott, there's myself, there's Sonny. Each of us have our own strong points, and I think that complements each other well, and for the benefit of the students.
Right.
So I think that piece is a home run with where that diversity there, because now it just creates a better level of understanding from a training and teaching standpoint, and how we connect with the students.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you had worked, you were on here before a few times, and you talked about how you worked for the WWE before you even trained to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And I know you were very close with the late, great Pat Patterson,
Yeah.
who was an amazing man.
Yeah.
I never met him, but I just, I'm just fascinated by the guy. The guy's book is phenomenal. You must have incredible book. Do you still have a line to them, though, now that with Pat gone and Vince gone? Just curious.
Well, I think for me, it's I've always been able to maintain good relationships and try to stay active and picking up the phone and and staying close to people and so yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Jose Lopez. You guys know Jose? Is he one of your trees too?
Yeah.
See, I got to come up there and meet all these guys.
Jose.
For both, what's your favorite wrestling match?
Favorite wrestling match?
I don't know if he means like your own or you could say one of your own and one that you just love to watch that you've seen.
Go ahead, Scott.
I don't know. So another funny fact about me, actually we never touched upon this. I don't have favorite anythings.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't. I appreciate things like for what they are.
Yep.
I don't really, so like my favorite movie, I really don't know. I think that was a question actually. It was my favorite movie. But like my favorite wrestling match, I don't really know.
Did you have any like the one that you just were like was so special to you or anything?
My first match.
Yeah.
My first match.
And who was it against again? Because I know you told me before.
Yep.
But it was a few years ago.
2000 March 14th, 2004. It was with myself and Big Matty K.
Wow. I haven't heard that name
From
in a
Tough
long
Guy
time.
Inc. That was in Hooksett.
Wow.
Actually, my hometown.
Nice.
So he trusted us to actually have a student versus student match.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that usually doesn't happen, right? Because you want the students to go in there with something that can help them.
Exactly.
We're like, here's 2 green guys.
Right.
And have at it. And actually, Sonny helped me put together that match.
God bless him.
We were doing, literally, we were like, and he was like, yeah, why don't you do some high flying stuff? Because I was like 125 pounds.
Yeah.
So he's grabbed my hand and we're doing like springboard, arm drags and lucha drags and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It was interesting.
Now you were the first local guy from New England signed to Evolve, right? Were you the first? You were the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when was that?
Oh man.
That was a while ago too. I know, but
2010. 2010.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That was an interesting time actually. That was at a point where actually me and Tommaso, we would ride together to different places.
Right.
And we both agreed, we're like, all right, listen, we're gonna put up, I think it was like 150 for this tryout for Dragon Gate. So we're like, look, we're gonna do this, and if nothing happens out of it, we're done.
Right.
We're basically done,
Yeah.
essentially. Like we're done trying to do this. So we paid the 150. We drove down to Philly, the 6-hour drive to Philly.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times.
We did the tryout. So this is the Dragon Gate USA. So you had all the Japanese guys.
Yeah.
You had Gabe there. And the tryout was like, when we did it, we were like, all right, so when is the actual tryout? Like this is like a warm up for us because of where we, you know what I mean? Like him training with you and me with Steve. And we're like, okay, so this is a warm up. To the point where we were just goofing off, selling, having fun at that point. Which essentially, what I tell the students is what got me booked that night.
Right.
I wrestled Rich Swann in his debut and, put him over and that was that. And the Japanese guys just liked the way that I sold and the way I looked at the time. So yeah, that was the beginning of it. And then I did a lot of shows in Florida, the Midwest, even with no contract.
Wow.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And then we were down in Florida, and that's when they offered me and Caleb a contract.
Nice.
Granted, it was for,
Did you wrestle down in Florida for FIP too?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I could have sworn I thought I saw
actually,
your name
those
on
matches,
some of this show.
those matches were actually what because we were used as essentially enhancement talent for Evolve and for Dragon Gate, right? Which was fine by me. Like that's what I like to do.
Right.
FIP was when we actually had matches, storylines, and we could really show who we are and how well we work together. And I think that's what got Gabe's attention, and Sal, because Sal was the booker too.
Yeah. Sal Renaro?
Sal ran FIP. Gabe did Evolve and Dragon Gate.
And Lenny Leonard was down at FIP.
Yep. So we did that, and honestly, I think that's what kind of gave us a little more of a push in Dragon Gate and Evolve, was just because they could see what we did, and then we wrestled the Mendejos in Ybor City.
I don't even know who they
for the FIP Tag Team Championships.
What are their names again?
The Mendejos. Mendejos.
Wow. Mendejos.
Mendejos.
Oh, all right. Yeah. No, I don't even remember
Mendejos.
them guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That crowd was hot. And honestly, that is what caught their attention. They're like, these guys literally, we did nothing.
Right.
Did nothing. And put these guys over. And they were just hot.
Nice.
Yep. So everything, after that was good. And I had a good run there.
Yeah.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Nice. Because like I said, I could have sworn that you were definitely the first one signed from around here to work for those guys.
Yeah.
And then Briggs and Anthony Green, I think, were the only other two. I can't remember.
Yep.
Did Tommaso wrestle for them?
No.
No, I was going to say I didn't think so.
Oh, I tried so bad. Because he was my riding buddy.
Right.
I'm like, this is great. We can literally
And he was
just
always
go
great
everywhere.
too.
Yeah, but for some reason, they didn't, I don't know, Gabe never clicked to him. And then he went to, Ring of Honor. And I stayed with Dragon Gate. And even now, I look back on it, I'm like, if Ring of Honor came and asked, they probably wouldn't have. I was loyal at that point where basically Gabe got me that spot.
Right.
Even to go to Japan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He put me on the show and signed me. And so in some respect, I was loyal to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have went anywhere else, but yeah.
Do you know Gabe at all?
I've just connected with him, but I don't know him well.
All right. Because I'm going to ask you, how many temper tantrums did you see him have? I seen him have.
You know what?
I seen him take a stack of ashtrays, plastic and just throw them at the wall, screaming.
Wait a minute, someone's got a worse temper than me?
Yeah.
I think Gabe's might be the worst.
Really?
Worse than maybe Spada was worse.
Which one?
But Mike Spada, but that's because Spada's a little crazy, Gabe's got a little more up here,
I've only seen a couple.
Yeah.
But, to his defense, they were justified.
Right. Oh, I believe it. I just think it's funny.
They were justified.
Flips out, man.
Guys taking liberties over him or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he just didn't hit the ring, to be honest with you.
Right.
But,
Wow.
Yeah. I only seen a couple. I try to stay out of the gorilla position as much as possible.
And he's very knowledgeable about the sport, man. Speaking about knowledgeable about the sport, here's a guy that's got a question. JP Griffin.
Oh,
All
JP.
6'9" of them. You guys put together the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy. As far as the facilities, they are top notch, and the coaches are also the best in the industry. Can you tell us how the team of trainers and coaches came together?
Am I taking the lead on this
Yeah,
one?
you can take the lead on that one. I'll jump in. I'll let you go first.
So, we got 42 minutes.
Yeah, keep going. That's it.
All right. So, at the time, I guess we'll do the whole story.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right, so at the time, I was coming back from this knee being blown out, not wrestling related, of course. So then I was starting to feel better, and I'm like, you know what, I kind of miss wrestling. Like, I kind of want to do something, but I didn't want to I don't want to be on shows anymore. Like, I was kind of just set, just doing my own thing. And then Buddy was asking me, and I've talked to Buddy a long time about, what he was doing with his school.
Right.
It evolved from being essentially like a boys and girls after school program to what it is now, or what it was when we were there. And he asked me if I wanted to do training. And I thought about it a little bit, and I'm like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, why would I train somebody? You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I didn't do enough in this business to actually train people. But I wanted to do something in wrestling. And I said, okay, well, at least this will give me a taste to get back into the ring slowly. And then I like working with the younger guys. Like, I like doing matches with the younger guys. I feel like they have more drive and passion for the business than my genre of people.
Right. Okay.
Because most of the time they're just like, yeah, let's just go out there and do this and this and this and just call it in. Like, it's not me. Like, I give 100% every single time. It's like, yeah, let's do, I'll train.
Okay.
So then, I started training there. Mike?
I was training there on Tuesday nights. I think Scott was training there on Thursdays.
Yep.
And I looked at it with where I think you ended up having an opportunity to do something more.
I did.
And I think, for me, in my mind, with what I was looking for, I wanted to do more, right? I still had that itch. I still wanted to see if I could reconnect, so forth and so on. And I think Scott was given an opportunity or an avenue to pursue something that was bigger. So that really kind of sparked my interest with where I wanted to go down that road. And I think the rest was history with where I realized that there wasn't going to be any more growth with where I was. And I'm a big picture, and how do we take something and make it into something special and for the well-being of others. I wanted to give back more. So I think it just, now it's just with where it's flourished, it's taken off. And I think the chemistry is fantastic amongst the three of us with where it's just allowing us to, or will allow us to go in a direction that I think that's beneficial for the guys and girls that are business-wise to, reach out to us and to just, take that initial step to see with what we're all about and figure that piece out for themselves. So I think that's kind of how it all kind of fell into place for all three of us.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is amazing, though, because you guys are three different,
Totally.
Completely different.
We're completely
But
different.
that's, like you said, that's what makes it special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? Sonny's got his way, you got yours, and you got yours.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think, to that point, I think it's from a coaching standpoint and from a business standpoint, it just allows the students to flourish. And we're respectful of each other's flavors that we like.
Right.
And it's for the, the well-being of the guys and girls that want to come. So I think that's the piece that really allows us as a vehicle to get out in front of other training facilities throughout the area.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's just like that.
Right.
Nice.
I mean, going into the school, to piggyback off of Mike, I had an opportunity.
Yep.
I always think big.
Yep.
Sometimes too big. To the point where I go, unless I'm a millionaire, how am I going to do this?
right. Hey, maybe you hit the Powerball, you'll be a
You know what I
millionaire.
mean? But I looked at the area and I go, well, there's nothing like, for lack of a better term, NXT up in this area.
Right.
There's nothing. Granted, because people don't have the money that it takes to run a facility that big. So then when I got the opportunity for this size facility, I presented it to Bud. And I said, hey, we got this great opportunity. This is what I'm thinking. I think it's a great deal. And he thought completely different than what I did. Obviously, they didn't mesh. But he gave me the blessing, when he went and looked at it and said, hey, look, you have this vision and whatever you're going for, by all means, go for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So went for it. I didn't tell anybody anything at all. So, I built it out. Me and my partner, by hand, literally built this place out. And then Mike had no idea. Sonny really had no idea until, you know, one night we were training and he had mentioned something about the ceiling, and I said, hey, I present this opportunity. You know, it's not on the table anymore, but, you know, I would like to do it, but again, like, I've already owned my businesses. I've owned 3. It's not something that I really wanted to do.
By yourself.
I don't want to do it by myself. And I'm the type of guy too, like, I don't want to have partners because I'm all about, this is my vision. You know what I mean?
My way.
Yeah. So it was hard, but then, you know, I didn't even ask him. I just said, hey, I have this opportunity. He's like, cool, when we starting? I'm like, all right.
Wow.
Well, I think to piggyback off of Scott's point is that I had sat with Bud 3 times to just try to say, hey, could potentially be a wonderful opportunity for you to grow, and flourish, and for the benefit of the students as well. And you know, unfortunately didn't work out, and you know, here we are, and it is what it is.
Well, it's good though. I mean, Bud's a good guy. You've known him forever.
I've known him for a long time.
You know what I mean? So that was nice of him though to be like, go for it. You know?
And there's plenty of room in New England.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
You can have. We're all so far apart. Like, I'm 25 minutes. You know, from him. He's, you know, we're 40 minutes from another school. Like, we're so far apart that we don't, and he caters to a different demographic than we do. You know what I mean? Like, we have a different vision and a different vehicle where we're steering it in one direction. He wants to go a different direction. The school somewhere else wants to go another. There's plenty of directions in this business to go. And it comes down to just that. It's a business. So I'm completely business minded in figuring out, like, this is what we're offering in New England because nobody else has this. And then we go from there, and then having Mike and Sonny, like, a part of it is huge for me. Huge for me. You know what I mean?
No, it's and you know, to Scott's point, students now that are in the area, and it's nice to see that we're starting to get an influx of other students that are coming in from different facilities. And it's not that we're twisting anyone's arm. Hey, if you enjoy it, great. Come back and see us again. Continue doing with what you're doing. But you know, there's some real vast knowledge here that could help you clean up some things that might be not so clear for you from a development standpoint, that we could help clean up to put you in a better position to have your career flourish both in and out of the ring. And I think that's probably really the big piece for us in terms of not being an independent school, but really being a professional wrestling school in New England, with where there's a level of separation in a good way, with where there's benefit for all.
And they can learn so much from that. Like, I mean, you guys teach them respect. Every aspect of the business.
That's what I felt that was missing is anybody can just learn in the ring, right? You can teach moves, but you can't teach everything else in the business. So our school, obviously, we offer wrestling, referee, managing, but we do promos. We show you how to run your social media. You know, every business aspect, how to market yourself, how to be professional at shows, what to do and what not to do at shows. Because
they don't really know. Honestly, they don't.
It's,
And if you look at it, you know, Sonny, Scott, and I, we've all been blessed, with to be able to be either around some real smart people, to be able to take some of their insights and their wisdom and be able to share it. And that was probably one of the things with what you've had the opportunity to learn, Mike. Share it with others. And if they like it, they like it. And if they don't, so be it.
And 3 different guys meant it. Too. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, obviously Killer. You know
Walter,
what I mean? And Steve, the workhorse. You know what I mean? Unbelievable in that ring. Obviously, we know Walter was. I'm just saying. And then you got Jeff, as conny as they come. But man, would he get people to his shows? And a lot of people would say, you know, oh, he did nothing. But I watched some of his stuff from Vancouver. Did you ever see the Santa thing he did?
No.
Oh, you got to look it up. I swear to God, he comes out on their TV as Santa, and he's got gifts for everybody. Like Eric Froelich, he got big shoes that are like this big, right? Mr. Pro wore a mask. He brought him a clown face. I mean, you guys got to see this. It's amazing.
That's great.
But it's great, though, how, like, all 3, like, again, different flavors. You know?
I mean, we've all made mistakes in the business. And we can go to our students and say, hey, don't do this. We know. Like, we want you to do this. This is what's going to get you noticed. So I think it's just good.
You know,
just
it's
having a different, like, Obviously, we're not that far apart from age anymore.
Well, I'm the oldest of the group.
You're the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
Mike's the youngest of the
I'm
group.
older than you.
If
I'm
old-
57.
I'm 55, Leo.
So I am older than you. See?
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Young Scott over here just turned 38.
37.
37.
Oh, he even added a year.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, I'm
jeez.
trying to.
No, but between the three of us, also, you also have 80 years in the business.
Yeah.
Right? Sonny, 30, you 30, you over 20, right? 20, exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's, we offer something different where,
Right.
Sonny grabs something that I don't see. Mike grabs something that I don't see. I grab stuff that Mike doesn't see. You know what I mean? Like we all have different
Perspectives.
perspectives.
Right?
Yeah.
Things that stick out to me, things that might not stick out to Scott. So it's chemistry.
Right.
I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I mean, you look at like the Performance Center, they've got 5 coaches down there that look at different aspects, do different things, build foundations, clean up things. So that's kind of the piece.
Yeah. But you're right, though. Chemistry is so important.
Yeah.
I used to have my old I had a co-host when I first started the show. His name was Derek Dukes, and he was hands up lying about a million different things. But we had chemistry.
Yeah.
That was the thing. The show just would flow.
Yeah.
And whenever I have Sonny on, it's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Me and that guy get to do anything together. It's crazy. A couple more questions. Actually, this one is for you, Scott. When are you going to get the hot commodity comeback tour?
Oh, it's Danny
started?
Miles.
Danny
isn't it?
Miles.
Danny Miles. I don't have hair anymore, Danny.
He doesn't have that much either, does he?
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm trying.
I'm trying.
No, he doesn't have hair anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know. That would be fun. Honestly, that was probably that was a lot of fun
I bet.
back then.
Yeah.
It really was because we were both like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We
You were young,
were young. Yeah.
feeling good
It was a
about
good time.
yourself,
Yeah.
I'm sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So Steve put together this, he's like, hey, why don't you do this gimmick? And I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. I don't
Right.
really care. So we did it. And I remember going to Claire's. So I'm big on looking the part.
Yeah, right,
Wrestling
exactly.
boots,
Yeah, of course.
Actual wrestling
Yeah,
gear.
yeah.
So I have to walk into Claire's and find tights and then find fishnets,
Yeah.
right? So like anything in life, I'm just gonna go to the extreme with it and just look like a complete bozo. Because obviously that's what's gonna get over. So I remember texting Danny like, hey, I just found these awesome fishnets. Like, do you want green ones and I'll take pink and yada yada yada. And it was a good time. Like we really had fun. And then we worked with Delfonso's.
Oh, Bam and Tony. I'll tell you guys off air after. I got something really good going on with Tony Delfonso later.
Yeah. I like Tony.
He's a good dude.
I just remember watching. I just watched a match where. Did I hit him with a guitar?
No, Jesus.
I think I hit him with a guitar. Yeah, yeah. But those guys would kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were a good team.
I liked them.
I seen them a lot with the Big Time, and that's what Danny Miles is doing great work with Big Time right now.
Steve always runs good shows.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
does. Yeah.
And he gets to travel up and down the East Coast
Yep.
Nice.
to do it. So, all right,
Sonny.
Mike,
Yes.
how happy are you that I came into your life? Essentially completing your life.
So now Sonny's being sentimental with me.
Yeah.
No. Leo, in all honesty, I wish I knew Sonny way back when.
said the same to me about
it's
you.
just, I think it's been great. We just really connected. And, the perception of who he thought I was or who I thought he was.
Right.
And, and putting all of that aside, and then he was able to realize that we both really, think alike. And he's just a tremendous guy. And I think probably the big piece that I appreciate that his vast knowledge, his passion, his ability with where he wants to give back.
Right.
He really connects well with the students. He's got a good rapport with all of them, which I think is really beneficial for the school. And I just think that, he really adds tremendous value.
Nice. All right. And Scott, this one's for you. How excited are you that we reconnected after so many years? I know you stalked me for a bit.
Wow.
I hope I was worth it.
Did you stalk him?
Apparently.
Apparently you did.
Wow. I was checking my history. Yeah. I love having Sonny on board.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was the guy that helped me put together our first match. Hopefully he still remembers that. I know he's getting old, but
I'll ask him Wednesday.
yeah. No, I like having him a part of the team. He was another guy, I didn't ask. It was just like, hey, we have this opportunity. And he's like, well,
let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
Yeah, we raised our hand.
Right.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
because we think alike.
That's awesome. Because, I mean, and he really wanted to get back into it.
Yeah.
And the three of you guys said they're doing great things up there. Why don't we talk about some of your students? I don't know all their names. So I'm going to have you guys
Sure.
pick a name, talk about them. And, I mean, I know one. Let's start with the politician. At least, you know, he was here not too long ago.
Yeah. You know, the great thing about Matt that I wish more people had is his perseverance. He's driven. He is at class all the time.
Nice.
He really is. And I think from with where he started to with where he's at now, you know, his in-ring development has come so far. And, you know, he's scratching the surface and he's trying to figure things out. But I think if he continues down the path that he is, you know, good things are going to happen for him. Right. And the thing that I really appreciate about him is that, you know, he's coachable. He listens.
Right.
He's got a good attitude, and you know, he's always positive and just goes about his business.
Right.
Yeah.
It was nice seeing him sit with you guys at the UFO show. Like he came later, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sitting down with you guys. That was great.
Yep.
Do you want to pick the next student?
Oh man.
I know I've seen a
Kyle.
picture too. You have a female student.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you
Kayla.
What's her name?
Kayla.
Kayla.
Kayla, you know, we do free classes, right? So anybody who isn't involved in wrestling whatsoever, even people that are,
Right.
They, you know, book a class on our website, book a time, and then come in.
Right.
And then we sit with them and train them during class, and they have the whole experience.
Right.
But we're able to see like what they're capable of and like how, you know, how much we need to put into them and so on and so forth. And she like picks stuff up really quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's impressive, like for me, because I'm very nitpicky, especially about women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nitpicky about it. And I want it to always look real. And again, that's my background, like where I came from.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we had
Absolutely.
Tanya, we had Nikki Rocks.
Right.
Like
Solid.
Yeah.
you had to be solid. You had to literally punch people in the face.
Yep.
So I look at Kayla and I'm like, you are catching on so fast. Like there's just so much potential.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great seeing where she is in the next, 6 months.
Right.
And
Yeah. She
Now,
does.
was she an athlete in school and all that beforehand? Do you know? Or?
no. Was she a
I don't think so.
cheerleader?
I'm not sure.
No?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
remember.
Okay.
But she's got great retention. She picks up things well.
Right.
She's not afraid to get after it.
Nice.
So
That's all you can ask,
and
right?
I think for us, when evaluating talent, it's looking for those little intangibles that
Right.
you know that they're receptive and they're willing to put things together and follow the direction. So so far so good.
Nice. Okay. And before we got to the girl, I knew you said Kyle.
Kyle.
So why don't we talk about Kyle?
Kyle.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I don't know if I met Kyle yet.
All right, I got Kyle. Kyle, I worked the same thing with Matt. We worked with him back at the other school.
Yeah.
And I've just seen, just being more hands-on with Kyle.
Yeah.
I've seen so much progress from then to now.
Yep.
And again, it just comes down to you have to be, as a trainer, you have to be in there with them. You have to be hands-on, like with everybody. You can't just be like running them through stuff and, you know, oh, they didn't get it, so pass them by. You literally have to be like, hey, come here. You have to do that.
In the weeds.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
the weeds. You have to be in the
like
weeds.
even by movements. Like,
Yeah.
where do I put my foot? Okay, you need to put your foot here. Like walking them through each step, because again, you're dealing with people that have no idea. Like Kayla has no idea about wrestling, no experience whatsoever.
Right. And how
So-
important footwork is and all
right.
that
So
stuff.
it's like if you think about it as dancing. You have no, if I was put in a dance studio right now and be like, hey, do the tango, I'd be I got no idea.
Right.
You want to show me?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like you have to step by step show them. Because they don't know. Like you can watch it on TV all day long. But Kyle's, his progress is just
I just think he's got tremendous upside, right? He's young, and again, one of the key attributes that he has, he's got a good disposition. He's very coachable. I think he's receptive to ideas. So I think that the future is bright for him. I want to see him come more out of his shell. You know, from a personality standpoint, physically, I think he's got some great attributes that he can utilize. Going forward. So the future is his. He's just he's just got to continue to drive forward and find his way.
Nice. All right. And who's next? What next student? Who's the next student?
Oh, we got Will Duncan, who
Will Duncan. I love Will. Yes, I saw him have his first match.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will.
Good old Will. He, followed us from the other school as well, and I think from where he was, first off, kudos to him. He lost a tremendous amount of weight from when he first came into where he is now.
Yep.
And again, I think, physically he's trying to figure out and put the pieces together. He's trying to, utilizing his body and how he makes that work for him well and putting those pieces together. So again, he's a work in progress, but being a new dad, right?
He's going to bring that up, yeah.
He and I talk about that and making sure that balance is good in terms of taking care of your family and being a good student. So he's a great guy. So I think, and I'm happy that he's getting out there and he's finding his way and he's doing well. So he's taking baby steps and he's growing.
It was great to see him the other night.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Malik.
Yeah,
Malik Logan.
Oh, Malik
Now,
Logan.
He just got hurt the other
He was
night.
going back and forth with him. Poor guy.
Talented kid.
Yeah, I really like Malik.
Yeah, I
He
like
was
him too.
he was another guy that came. What was he driving?
He was traveling from Worcester.
Yeah,
Come to
traveled
us.
to Worcester to come to us.
Yep.
And we did an evaluation with him because
Yep.
anybody that's experienced outside the school,
Right.
that was previously trained and wants to come train with us, we like to sit down with them and actually go through a class with them,
Yep.
and see how much time and effort and work we're gonna have to put into them to get them to where we want them to be.
Right.
Because it's different, again, I think we're on the same page of where we want our guys to be.
Yeah.
So we put them through and we're watching them and we're like, this guy, he's pretty good, like very coachable.
Right.
And just honestly working with him hands-on and the progress that he's made in the little time he's still been with us for 5 months. Like, I think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
As long as he can heal up from this hip injury, he'll be doing good.
He's got a good level of understanding, right? He wants to flourish. He wants to grow. He's open-minded. And I think Scott, touched upon a good point. For us, with our students, I think the big thing that we're looking for is that we want them to be noticed for the right reasons, work-wise. I mean, I think that's a big piece. When opportunities are presented for whether other local groups or at the next level up, when you're having the opportunity to be in front of people that are decision makers, the guys and girls that we're training at the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy, is that there's something about them that will resonate with those decision makers with where, they're both in the ring and outside the ring, that there's something about them that, sparks interest. And I think that's the piece professionally that we're trying to garner.
Nice. Now, before we go back to some more students, I know you guys do matches for the trainees and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, how do you set that up? Like, how do you know who you want to put in with who? Like, I'm just saying, do you like we talked earlier about how you don't like to have two brand new guys in the ring. So would you put a newer guy in with a guy that has way more experience, been around maybe, like a Malik Logan going in against the politician, let's say?
Yeah. I mean, realistically, are you talking about for other companies or for us at the school?
Yeah, internally. For you guys
okay,
at the
so
school.
internally.
When you guys put guys matches together.
We mix it up too. So, we could have Kyle versus the politician.
Right.
It just depends on what we're looking for that day and seeing who can lead. Maybe we put Kyle in the lead and see what they can come up with. But again, I'm big on going and just calling everything in the ring. Right. You know what I mean? Like going, it's a lost art at this point.
Live in that moment.
Yeah, and honestly, it comes down to being able to think on your feet all the time.
Right.
So, I like, I don't know, we switch it up.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we'll do non-experienced versus more experienced.
Yeah.
Two experienced guys. Just depends on what we're feeling that night.
Right.
And,
Okay.
and if they have matches coming up.
Right.
So if Kyle has a match and Matt has something going on, like a match or something, or a rumble, we'll get him in there and do something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, the first time I saw Malik was at a pop-up wrestling show, the very first pop-up wrestling show. And I'll never forget, he came out, the crowd didn't do nothing. And he looked at everybody and he said, wait a minute. He went back through the curtain, came out, fired up.
Yeah.
The whole place popped. I mean, literally, I was standing there going, wow, that's a kid who's new, that knew to go back through and come out and fire it, fire it up.
Put some effort into it.
Exactly. But I mean, I was impressed with him right then and there. And then, so I watched the match and I was like, that kid's got some talent.
Yep.
A lot of potential.
Yeah. It does.
Who's the other student we had up? We've got Lorenz, right? He's up there.
Oh,
Yes,
Lorenz.
we got
Yes, he
Lorenz,
was
yeah.
here too.
Oh, yeah. That's right, too.
Yep, Lorenz Markel.
Yep.
He's another guy that came to us from a different school, and We saw potential in what he has to offer.
Right.
And we just have to really like get in there and clean some stuff up and set him on the right path. And
Right.
he's doing well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Who else?
Man.
We got John Nason, the fireman,
Yeah.
who's there.
All right.
Yep. I spend a lot of time with John trying to
Yep.
get him going in the right direction. So he's there. Who else do we have there? We got the
on the
politician.
spot right now.
We got the politician's brother right now for a
Oh,
week. So
Mike.
so that will
Yeah.
be interesting.
That'll be fun.
You know, we just had some other guys come up this past week. We had Shannon Thomas come up and
Yes.
Brendan. So that was great for the other students to interact with those guys and
Yep.
to see with what they're doing. So I think that's a good experience, right? It's always good to, see with what's happening and with where they're at as well. So
Get Spencer Slade.
yeah, Spencer. Yeah, he came.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
He really is impressive.
Yeah, looking forward to working with him sometime
Yeah.
down the road in the future. Got to spend some time working with him on a Saturday. I think he's got some good upside. Again, just trying to get him going in the right direction.
Right.
Physically, he looks tremendous.
Yeah.
Right. But it's just we'll see with where things go.
Yeah. It's
What do you guys think about Alec Price? I know he came up there one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I wish we would see Alex. Right. I mean, I always like to see with where what other guys are doing, and if there are ways that we can help them, and
Right.
and if they're receptive to, that's the other piece as well. Are they? Can you put your hand out and ask for help? Because let's face it. Any of the top guys in the business today, and I'll use Rock as an example.
Okay.
Will tell you is that there are many people that have helped them attain the success that they had, whether it's dissecting their work, putting certain things in certain spots and matches because it was the right fit, certain things to say during a promo standpoint. So it's just not one. It's a collective effort of people trying to take a person or a
Right.
group and putting them in a direction with where there's going to be success. So it's teamwork.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I look at, and Sonny and Scott do the same thing. Is that just because you're working on the independence doesn't mean you stop learning,
Right.
And I just think that it's unfortunate with where guys and girls get working on shows and then their training becomes less and
Stop
less.
training?
And in hindsight, it should be, let's get after it even more, because if your aspirations to do more, there's a lot to dissect and there's a lot to understand and there's a lot of things to figure out. You're just scratching the surface at this level. There's so much more that needs to know.
And that's good to see because, like you said, Channing Thomas just coming up, and he's been at the lockup almost every night down there too. You know what I mean? Working hard because he knows.
Yeah.
You want to get to that next level. You can't stop working and just wrestle. You got to work at it.
Yeah. Scott might say something to Shannon with where it connects and allow him to connect the dots with where, okay, maybe I'll use that here and put that piece in. So it's just those aspects as well with where, there's a lot of good information trainer-wise, I
Right.
think, in New England. So I look for guys and girls that are in the business today being wise enough or mature enough to say, geez, maybe I should reach out to advance my career. I mean, I think that's the piece that's part of me thinks it's missing, and I also would like to see more of it because, if anything, it's a benefit for growth because we all need help to succeed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, back in the day too, didn't when Jeff was running shows, Jeff Costa was running, nobody wanted anybody to work for anybody else. Like how Chaotic and
Yeah.
WFA had
Yeah,
this.
Scott and I were just joking about that.
talking about that,
Robotic, chaotic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Steve had, he was doing his thing and we were
Yep.
doing ours, and we had, Jamie and I at the time had a business venture that with where we wanted
Right.
to go, but now it's different, right? We tell our students, go to other places
Right.
and train, right? I mean, I'm more than confident, and I know Scott and Sonny are as well, with
Right.
where, hey, I might not be doing it for you. There might be something better for you outside the walls.
Right. There probably isn't, but they can think that if they want, No, but it's true. But it's nice to see that. It's refreshing to see that guys can go to other places and no one's giving them crap about it.
Well, it's important. It's
It is
important
important.
because
Yes.
at the end of the day, it's about your progression as a wrestler.
Right.
And if you're staying in one spot and that one spot isn't getting you where you want to go, or you feel stuck or stale or complacent, you need to move on.
Right.
No matter if you feel, a loyalty or whatnot. Like, I don't want my guys, again, this is a business.
Right.
You're paying me to train.
Yeah.
why do you feel loyal to me? You're paying me for an education.
right.
If I'm not giving you the service that you're paying for, then it's not your fault, it's my fault.
Yeah. We need to look in the mirror.
Right. So at the end of the day, there's no, I don't want you to have that weird loyalty feeling to me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't owe me anything. I owe you for paying me to train you.
Right. And not
the
many
end of the
people
day.
say it that way. I like that.
Well,
seriously, it's true.
In honesty, we're Scott and I and Sonny, right? We're servants.
Right.
We that our job, right, fundamentally is to give back to the opportunities or the privileges with what we've been taught over the years. There's been a lot of great information that's been given to all of us.
Right.
Right. I'm very fortunate. So why not share that? But on the flip side, they have to be wise enough and mature enough to say to themselves, how are they looking at it with what's in the best interest of them?
Right.
That's the expectation that I have of students that are trying to find their way.
It's nice because like when I first met like an Alec Price, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could see the street kid in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you could also see the progression as I kept meeting him more and more. The respect he was giving people, not just, I'm not saying like me, but just in general.
He's
you
very
know?
humble. He's definitely a
Yes,
hustler.
very humble.
When I met him, that's the impression I got. He's definitely a hustler. He wants it.
Yeah.
And he's very humble for what he's been given so far.
Right.
So as long as he stays hungry to learn, it can never go wrong. Like,
Right.
As long and he latches on to people that are going to put him in the right direction. Then I think he could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And be people that will be honest with them, right? In his ability to take constructive criticism and realize that it's not a personal attack.
Right.
There's someone that's pointing out, opportunities for him to kind of clean some things up in his game.
Right. So I'm actually going down to see him wrestle in New Jersey. You know Donnie B?
Oh yeah,
Right?
Mikey B's brother.
Yeah. So Donnie B's putting on a big show. He's got a bunch of big stars. I hit him up saying, I was thinking about going. And I had heard that Alec Price was going to be. He goes, oh, where do you see, we got in store for this kid.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down and root out on Alex,
Nice.
because we like traveling to shows once in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It'd be good for him to see some local guys there. When I first saw him at Beyond Wrestling, I was going every maybe 4th Thursday night. And I'd go there and I'd see him every night. They'd be like, what are you doing? He'd go, I came, set up the ring. I said, well, hopefully soon, you're going to have your match. Sure enough, I get there one night. I can't see him. I'm like, where is he? All of a sudden, they do a spotlight match where they want everybody that are the fans go to one of their social medias and go live for this match. Well, Alec came out and he took on CJ Cruz, now known as Mortar.
Oh yeah.
And the match was incredible, but the fans hated him. And I'm not going to lie, it was like go away heat. I came back 3 or 4 weeks later, the most over person in the building. Everybody loved him.
Yeah.
And he didn't get that. He got that by hard work.
Yeah.
Those fans were like, wow, this kid's amazing. He didn't turn around and become a good guy.
Yeah.
He was the same kid,
Yeah.
but they learned to appreciate his hard work.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So it's great seeing kids like that. Is there any other guys you want to talk about from your school? Or Barry Sonny or something?
Very sunny.
I like that idea.
Yeah. The funny thing about Sonny, Leo, Scott, and I've noticed, we're always picking up his bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
That is true, right? So can you talk to him about that?
I'll try.
Please do. No, I mean,
I know.
no, he's good.
He is funny. But yeah, so what about, so you guys get 6,000 square feet, correct?
Yes.
3 rings.
Yep.
Saunas?
Yep.
So all right. So we'll just talk about the
Yeah,
facility.
yeah, definitely.
We are located actually in the Concord Zoo Health Club. So
okay.
I ran 3 at the time. Now I oversee 7 locations.
Oh, wow.
So that's where we got the opportunity to, kind of piggyback off of the zoo.
Right.
So yeah, we have 6,000 square feet. We have lockers, showers, saunas that we can use. We have a green room, green screen.
Green screen room.
Like ours? Yep. Like our green screen here that
we
they
might
can't
take a couple
see.
cameras, but no.
Yeah, I like that one. We got green screen. We have a huge locker room.
Yeah.
So the idea for the facility was to turn it into like a little mini NXT, like an arena, essentially.
Yep.
And be able to offer, we're part of a gym. So training packages for a gym.
Right.
We have saunas, we have green screen, we have a little kitchen that you can go into and make your food, cook stuff.
Yeah.
3 rings.
Yeah, we've had people from.
awesome.
Yeah.
We've had Dijak come. We've had Fandango come.
Who else came? I'm sorry.
Fandango, Johnny Curtis.
yeah.
John Walters has showed up.
Yes, I did see that. John, great guy.
Great guy.
Great worker. All those guys are great.
Fandango's coming back again.
Nice.
To visit us. So, that piece has been good. Again, another voice that guys can hear with kind of, back up the things that we're saying, but maybe say it in a different way, which has been beneficial. Yep.
So when you get a guy like a Channing Thomas in there, do you use him for some of your guys to say, watch how he does this? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just curious. Was there anything like that in anybody that you...
I try not to put spotlights on anybody that comes to the school.
Okay.
Just because I think everybody has something that they need to work on.
Right.
So we just work with that person. All right, you're here. Cool. You guys have been training together down at the other school. So let's have you guys do something. Let's watch it and let's pick it apart. Let's tweak it. Right. Try doing this. Try doing it like this time.
Yep.
And then get with one of our guys,
Right.
do it again, and go from there. But I try not to put spotlights on different people because it's not. Again, everybody has something to learn.
Right.
So it's not really essentially like, hey, watch how this guy does this.
Yep.
I want you to listen to us three
Right.
rather than another student.
Okay.
No matter how long you've been around. And that's where, I think that's where we differ from other places is, we could have a guy that pulls in there that's been working, 20 years and have, experience something to offer.
Right.
When he comes in and trains with the guy, but I don't want it to be like where he's nitpicking the student stuff because we have a certain goal in mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
To where we want our students to be.
Right.
So we come in, work. Some student could pick up something that he says the same way we said it.
Right.
But now he picks it up better.
Right.
No, because I do know that, like, I've talked to different people. A 20-year veteran can learn something from a 2-year veteran.
All the time.
Because
Absolutely.
he does something different.
I still literally learn when
I-
he's in there
right.
doing stuff.
You never stop learning.
I think you were the first one that said that on my show.
You never stop, right? I mean, there are takeaways. There's takeaways for me from every class. There's takeaways for me in terms of dealing with even after all the years that I've been teaching, from working and dealing with students and how to be able to connect and communicate with.
Right.
Sometimes with where it's a softer approach, sometimes I've got to change gears, right? And with where it's for the benefit of all. And I think to Scott's point is how do we help those outsiders come in to put them in a better place, so when they're driving home they can say, you know what, that was a healthy experience that I just was able to go through, and I want to come back for more. Productive, right?
Right,
And
right.
no knock on anyone, because again, we the analogy that we use, it's just ice cream.
Right.
He likes strawberry, I like chocolate, Sonny likes vanilla. Some other coaches or teachers might like different flavors. No one's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's wrong. It's just that we might have a different spin,
Yeah. Different perspective.
perspective.
That's awesome.
And I know that's what, kind of drove me nuts for when I went into training at facilities was
Right.
I didn't want to be the teacher. I still wanted to learn. Like
Right.
I came down there for ring time and to pick new stuff up because I'm not amazing. Like I wanted to keep progressing. And actually he'll be in there teaching students different moves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, how'd you do that? Let me get into that.
Yeah.
Because what he does is not my not my thing.
Right.
We're
Right.
completely
No, I hear
different,
you,
right?
yeah.
He's more of understanding with where to put things. I'm
Right.
more of, for me, I just have I don't want to say it's a fascination, but just a strong belief with where, from a foundational standpoint, with where it's been drilled into my head from others, that those are the things that are going to allow students to prosper and create opportunity.
Right.
So that never leaves me, right? And it's nuts and bolts. Can it get boring? Can it get minutia? Absolutely. But when that time comes, are you ready? Because you might only get that chance once.
Right. Right. Yeah. Now, Sonny does the promos.
Yeah.
Things. And now, if I'm not mistaken, was it Ronnie? I can't remember what he had him say, but Sonny will throw things at people and they look at him and go, well, you really want me to talk about this? And
I cut out a promo about Cheez-Its.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, Leo, it's the conversation that we have with Sonny as well.
right. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a struggle. I went to dinner with him last week, and it was a battle.
Yeah.
We were fighting over the bill.
Yep.
Yeah. No, so it's amazing, man, to see the three of you guys building something like this. And I'm just glad to see it going on in New Hampshire.
it's fun.
Really, I mean, three good guys getting together to create something special.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Is It's definitely something special what you guys got going on.
It really is, right? And I think it's been fun. It's been rewarding.
Right.
We're in the infancy stage, only 5 months in. it'll be really interesting to see with where we're at after a year and how things, flourish. And, we're like the students, we're continuing to grind. We got our foot on the pedal and I'm not coming off the gas. We're going.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it is a grind.
It's a grind.
It really is.
Do you guys want to plug anything? Or maybe a little,
I don't.
just say your address and all that?
Oh, yeah.
I
All
didn't
right,
write it down, guys. I'm sorry.
Really?
I've been helping my parents for a couple of days now.
All right, so we are located, which this camera right here, we're located in Concord, New Hampshire. Now you switch.
Yeah, you switched it on there.
All right, so the Zoo Health Club's located in Concord, New Hampshire. It's 270 Loudon Road. You actually just go in through the zoo. You say, hey, I'm here for the wrestling school, and they'll actually direct you to where our facility is.
Yeah. And the gym's beautiful there.
Yeah.
State-of-the-art facility. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more, Leo.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only thing I would say is for the students of New England that are out currently training, find us, right? Give us an opportunity. Come visit us once, twice, see what it's all about. And, let us create some positive takeaways, for both he and she. And I think, ultimately they'd be in a better place, I think is probably the most important thing. And, helping them flourish in their careers.
Nice. Yeah. Guys, man, it's been great having you guys on again.
Leo, thank you for having us.
Oh, my
It's great,
pleasure, man.
right?
Really, guys. I just can't wait to see what you guys keep building.
Next time, Leo, you got to have the three amigos.
Yes,
You gotta
yes.
have- you gotta have some.
I thought he was going to be in. Then he goes, oh, no, you're only going to have them guys. I'm running the class tonight. I'm like, oh, no, they're in trouble now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think 2023 is going to be really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be
It really
exciting.
I'm psyched.
Wait and see, Leo. That's all we're going to say.
That's it.
I can't wait.
That's
it.
I can't wait. You guys, again, I'm going to be with Sonny on Wednesday, so if you want me to tease him, let me know after the camera goes off here so he doesn't see it in advance, But again, thank you.
Thank you
so
very
much,
much.
guys.
Leo, thank you so much.
Keep doing great things for New England. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Keep
guys,
it on.
that's it. We're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.